we're going to reuse these strings basically. And you're going to have to have the racket strung with only one piece of string. If you want to check if it's one piece of string, it's only going to have 2 knots. 1, 2. Your knots can be in different. Every racket's different. Your knots are going to be in different places. And you're going to have to cut the strings out, the main strings out. We're going to reuse the cross strings. And you're going to say, well, how can that be enough? We're going to reuse the cross strings on another racket, and we're only going to do it, reuse the cross strings again as cross strings. We're not going to reuse the cross strings and main strings. That's not going to work. Main strings break. Cross strings don't break unless you're using a hybrid, whatever. But 90% of the time, you're going to have the main strings break. Be careful. You're going to leave 2 of the side strings. This is the important part. You're going to leave 2 of the side strings, and you're going to have to start cutting on the right side of the racket, the correct side of the racket. That's the side where you tied off the last main. The last main was tied off here. Now, if you did around the world string, a top-down string, or whatever you want to call it, it's going to be different. But, if, you know, as I said, you're going to need a little bit of skills. But as you do it every time, you're going to cut them out the same way. So what we're going to do, we're going to start here. We're going to cut, being careful not to cut any of the cross strings. I'm going to cut 1, and I know from experience, I've been doing this about 12 years, reusing string, maybe 15 years. Ever since poly came out, maybe 20, who knows. So here it is. So I cut all the main strings except I left 2 of the side strings. Now you're going to start pulling them out. You drop that down. This is the way. I've done this 1,000 times. Here, 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 here. This is salvaging the string, recycling the string, whereas another stringer said harvesting the string. You know, the salvage sounded too junkyard cars. But see how this one is here, and that's the last main string. We're gonna, dentist recommended, pull it out like that. We're gonna actually straighten this knot out. Obviously, needle nose pliers are very good, very useful, but we got away with it. So, and we're gonna continue. Obviously, you could have just, you know, kept going from the bottom, like I'm doing now, and take them all out. But it's quicker to do it this way. I'm going to reuse this piece of string right here as a cross player. You can't reuse the main strings because they notch. You can see they get little notches in there, and those notches are going to make it snap. Where the cross string will just kind of flatten out. It really won't notch. In a minute, but now you're going to see we got 3 arm spans, 3 of my arm spans. We know can do a half of a racket. Pretty much any racket, actually. There's some notches up here at the start, so you want to kind of avoid that and maybe start where the notches don't, obviously. You could tie it up like this, you know, twist it up like this to hold, finish it up like this. Tie it around like this. As I said, the racket hack number 2 is how to make your rackets pretty much last forever. Racket hack number 1 was how to make your grips last twice as long, or 1.5 times as long, and I'm not just talking about flipping. You can see I strung the mains of the racket, so I'm not going to waste string. Kind of crinkled. That's where I pulled through the knot. I pulled the knot out. I unknotted it. So we're going to start at the other end, which is right here. I'm going to start at this end, and make sure there's no notches at this end. Kind of make sure you, make sure you got enough string, but you kind of want to cut off any little notches. There can be a couple, tiny, as you can see. There's a little bit there, but be careful when you're tying that start knot. Start knot, you want to waste as little string as possible. So as you can see there, I'm basically not wasting any. So there it is. As you can see, we had plenty of string left over. Now we're just going to cut the excess string off. Okay, so it's been some time, and as you can see, the main string, the brand new main string, broke before the recycled, used old string.